In today's video, I am going to be breaking down Bronny James and, of course, why and how he is absolutely destroying the NBA G League. There's obviously things that you should and should not do as a player, so definitely let's check out Bronny James and the reason why he is scoring so much in the G League and not a lot in the NBA. Anyways, if you want to be able to shoot the ball from further away, make sure to go check out the shooting workout that is down in the description below. Okay, so the first thing that Bronny James does right here is that quick setup to be able to attack this defender's top foot. If we actually slow that down, it's just a quick, simple hop cross, what I like to call, you can call it a killer crossover, whatever. Either way, he gets his shoulders below the defender's shoulders. That gives him leverage. He doesn't necessarily go through the defender. He does slightly go around. He would be a lot more successful if he actually tried to go through the defender and through the shoulder instead of trying to do this long loop. At the NBA level, this player is faster and able to keep up with him. However, Bronny James is able to get through that player eventually and attacks the basket, still keeping his shoulders below the shoulders of that player. That is what gives him the leverage to be able to at least bully his way into the low post area of the court. Now, the reason why he was able to get away with this shot, we're going to slow it down a lot. He makes contact right here. This contact is what gives him the space to be able to pull off this next move. That big step also helps, and the fact that he is slightly drifting away from that defender helps as well. This is not exactly the most easiest shot to pull off. It probably would have been easier if he banked it in, but either way, he made the shot. Now, most likely what was supposed to happen right here on this play is most likely supposed to be a staggered screen for Bronny James. That's not exactly what this player does, but this is expected at the G League level. Bronny James then, of course, uses that screen, but watch what he does at this point, because his man right now is starting to slip underneath that screen, which of course Bronny James could just pull back and take the three. And while that three-point shot is probably the best option for him, when he pulls back right here, this defender is able to recover. That screener is not smart enough to turn and to cover that shot, so that screener still just at least still gets the screen happening. Bronny James is then able to attack that rim, which is going to give him a floater right there. But that quick hesitation, while that screen was supposed to be there, is what allowed him to be able to get past that defender. We can see it right here in close up. That quick hesitation is what allowed this defender to get stuck on that screen. Now, this looks more of like a mistake than anything to me, but when Bronny James is attacking here, yes, he's doing a good job. He's got his shoulders below the shoulders of his defender. That gives him leverage. When he attacks right here, I need to slow this down really a lot, because right here, he takes that big step at the end, and then he pivots back just slightly and turns his body into the shot. Now, he could have had a more balanced shot if he actually pivoted that foot all the way back. However, this does give him the distance needed and the time needed to be able to get his shot off. He actually has kind of a slower mid-range shot and floater that he does need that extra time where he can't pivot back. He also isn't that tall either. Now, what we see right here is a massive mistake by the defense. So if we zoom in right here, Bronny James is over in this corner just off of the camera screen. This is a defender on ball side. You never want to help on ball side because that allows the corner shooter to be absolutely wide open. And that's exactly what we see right here. This defender goes in and helps on ball side. Somebody over here needs to be here on help defense, but that's not happening in this case. This guy is way out of position, which means that they have a free lane to the basket until the last second when ball side help comes, which is bad, shouldn't happen. That allows the kick out for Bronny James to hit the three, but it's off the camera screen. So here's kind of a zoomed in spot right here where Bronny James catches that shot, And he actually doesn't have that crazy bad of a shooting form either, but he does tend to dip his body. If we actually really slow that down, he dips his body at the same time as lifting the ball up, which is going to be taking away power. This is a mistake that happens with younger kids. I'm surprised it's still happening with Bronny. That is one thing that does need to change with his shooting form. But he does make the shot, so I'll give it to him. And this is actually a really nice move right here. While there isn't exactly a ton of time left in the clock, so you can get away with a three-point shot that is slightly covered without your coach screaming at you. He takes a quick pivot to his right. That just slightly moves back that foot of the defender. He hasn't gained any inches as of yet. This foot hasn't moved, and it's the closest foot to Bronny, which means that this is still a slightly contested shot, even though hands are down. Hand down, man down. Now, when he puts his foot back, like if he's about to shoot, that's when the defender's arm raises up, and when that happens, now it's a 100% contested shot. As long as this guy jumps, it's contested. So next thing that Bronny does is a quick right front jab with a dribble. So that right jab moves the defender just a bit, and that dribble forward, I call it a dribble jab because you're jabbing as well as taking that dribble, allows him to create the gap needed, hands down, and that is what allows him to get the shot off. Even though the hand was up at the end, it's basically an uncontested shot. He should know exactly how long it takes to get that shot off. And as we can see right here, at the time of gather, he's still wide open. This, to any pro player, this distance right here, that's probably roughly 3-4 feet. You are generally going to be thinking to yourself it's wide open because it basically is. You should know how long it takes for your shot to get off. So make sure to go check out the shooting workout that is down in the description below if you want to be able to shoot the ball from further away. Anyways, I hope that this video has helped you become a better basketball player. If it has, hit that like button and subscribe. And I'll see you guys again in my next video.